If you are currently buried under a mountain of flashcards, staring at a past paper and feeling a knot of anxiety in your stomach, I want you to stop what you're doing for just 60 seconds. Take a breath. Right now, you are probably being told a very specific story. Your teachers say it, your parents say it, and the entire school system screams it. Study hard, pass this specific set of exams, get the grades, and you win. But what if the reason you're feeling completely burnt out, overwhelmed, or detached isn't that you're bad at studying? What if it's because you're playing entirely the wrong game? We've been conditioned to look at school through a very narrow lens. We treat it like a cage match where your worth is determined by a percentage at the top of a page. But today, we're going to break down a concept by author James Carse, popularized by Simon Sinek, that completely changes how you look at pressure. It's a difference between finite and infinite games, and understanding it is the secret to surviving school without losing your mind. Let's establish the rules of the board. James Carse pointed out that there are two types of games in human life. The first is a finite game. A finite game has known players, fixed rules, and one single overriding objective: to win. Think of a game of chess, a football match, or a 100-meter sprint. There's a clear boundary, a referee, a definitive whistle at the end, and a scoreboard. Someone takes home the trophy, everyone else loses, and the game stops. But then you have infinite games. An infinite game has no fixed rules, the players come and go, and here is the mind-bending part. There is no such thing as winning. The only true objective of an infinite game is to keep playing. Think about friendship. You don't win friendship. If you try to outscore your best friend, the friendship dies. Think about physical fitness, or building a career, or software development. The goal isn't to reach a final screen where a voice says, "Game over, you won." The goal is resilience. It's staying in the game, adapting, and continuing into the unknown. So where does school fit into this? On paper, school is engineered to look like a textbook finite game. It has rigid boundaries, terms, semesters, and academic years. It has a literal scoreboard called the report card, ranking you against the person sitting next to you. And because it looks finite, we start acting like finite players. Think about how this changes your behavior. When you treat school as a finite game, your relationship with learning becomes entirely transactional. You find yourself asking the ultimate finite question: is this going to be on the test? Because if it's not on the test, a finite mindset tells you it's a waste of energy. You stop reading books for the sake of curiosity. You stop exploring side projects. You start chasing the metric instead of the meaning. And here's the most dangerous part of the finite school myth. It convinces you that the moment graduation happens, the game is over. Which means the second that external reward structure, the grades, the praise, the gold stars vanish, a lot of people hit a massive wall. They realize they don't actually know who they are or how to learn without someone handing them a syllabus. But here is the truth that the system rarely pauses to tell you while you're grinding through past papers. School is an infinite game disguised as a finite one. The classroom isn't the final stadium, it's just a sandbox. Those exams you're stressing over right now, they aren't the final destination of your intellect. They're just temporary, imperfect markers to help you gauge your current understanding of a specific topic at a specific moment in time. They measure your performance on a Tuesday morning in June. They do not measure your capacity to solve complex problems in the real world. When you flip that switch and start looking at school through an infinite lens, the entire pressure cooker changes. First, curiosity replaces compliance. You stop learning just to satisfy a grading rubric. You realize that mastering a concept, finding patterns across different subjects, and understanding how to think is the real asset. Second, you realize you're building an engine. You aren't studying a chapter just to clear a hurdle and instantly forget it the next day. You are training your brain's processing power, focus, and resilience under cognitive load. That mental machinery is what you keep for the rest of your life. Graduation isn't the end of the game. It's just a moment that the training wheels come off and the playground gets a whole lot bigger. So how do you actually apply this when you're in the thick of exam season and the pressure feels real? How do you stay infinite when the world is demanding you to be finite? 3 quick shifts. 1. Protect your curiosity sandbox. Do not let your textbooks consume 100% of your intellectual life. Spend even just 15 minutes a day reading something completely outside of your syllabus, working on a weird coding project, or just learning a skill because it fascinates you. It reminds your brain that learning is inherently joyful, not just a chore to avoid failure. Number 2, redefine the past paper. When you do a practice exam and score poorly, a finite mindset says, I'm losing the game. An infinite mindset says, excellent, the system just identified a bug in my code. Now I know exactly where to patch it before the next round. Failure ceases to be an identity, it just becomes data. Number 3, look past the deadline. Ask yourself, who do I want to be in 6 months after this exam is over? When you anchor your vision to a horizon that exists far beyond the test date, the test itself shrinks in importance. It stops looking like a mountain and starts looking like a speed bump. If you take away nothing else from this video, remember this: you cannot win education. A bad grade on a piece of paper does not mean you have lost the game of life. It just means you need to adjust your strategy for the next play. Do your absolute best on your upcoming exams, not because you think a percentage defines your human worth, but because you want to see what your mind is capable of when it's challenged. Treat the exam like a sparring partner, not an executioner. Play the long game, the infinite one, because the game of learning never truly ends, and that is the most exciting part about it. If this perspective gave you a bit of breathing room today, do me a favour, leave a comment below and let me know what exam is stressing you out the most. Smash the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.